In this episode of
What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's episode of 25 Questions. I'm doing this series once per month and I already did one segment of it. There was already 25 Questions Gaming Edition, which was kind of cool. I really liked how the video turned out. The audio was great, the video was cool. On this episode, I'm going to be continuing, because it's like a little website list thing, I'm just going to be continuing some of that. So without further ado, I want to say thank you guys for watching the video. And there's a little twist in this, which you're going to see in a moment. I'm going to regret it. So this is a continuation of the previous episode. So we're starting with question 26, which is, do you prefer co-op or player versus player? All the missions, co-op missions, just seem kind of dead. Like Modern Warfare's just introduced this new multiplayer tournament thing where it's just literally you and a mate playing against another two people. That's cool. But the actual like pre-made missions and stuff, I've never really been into. So probably player versus player. Question number 27, what is the first console you have ever owned? Well, the earliest console I remember owning is probably like the PS1. Then I had the Pikachu edition Pokemon Nintendo 64, that's it. Nintendo 64, and then I probably had the PS2 as well, GameCube. It was kind of like, it was the best console at the time, but I didn't really understand gaming that well. Question number 28, who or what got you into gaming in the first place? Well, that's an interesting one because I don't remember any family or friends or anything like that really being into video games. I just kind of got myself into it. I'm pretty sure my mum bought me like some Pokemon games and stuff like that, but probably started off with like Runescape and then jumped into Digimon, and then that kind of transitioned into everything else. Call of Duty obviously was a massive thing when I was a teenager, so it just kind of grew from there. Question number 29. What is the longest time you have sat playing video games in one session? I mean, holy shit. I don't know, man. I mean, probably going on 30 to 40 hours if I'm doing like a Call of Duty marathon or something. But I mean, that was when I was a kid. I don't think I could do that anymore. Question number 30. If video games didn't exist anymore, what would you do? Shit, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty into DIY and cooking and music and all that kind of stuff, so I'm not limited in terms of like hobbies and entertainment, but I feel like I would be kind of lost. Video games have always played a massive part in not only entertainment, but in storytelling and all that kind of stuff. And like, if you take that away, all you're left with is movies, and while they're great, there's no interaction with movies, and Minecraft story mode does not count. It's a piece of shit. But yeah, I'd be pretty lost if video games weren't a thing. Question number 31, what is your favorite song or music piece from a video game? I mean, you've got Tizanakand, obviously, Final Fantasy X, which I think I've spoken about in a previous episode. That's one of the best soundtracks ever made. Dearly Beloved from Kingdom Hearts is another amazing classical piece. And then I think pretty much all Kingdom Hearts music is like, it stands out above the rest. Eminem obviously composed a couple of tracks for, I don't know if he made them for Black Ops, but a couple of bangers on there. And obviously you've got all the old like 8-bit and chiptune kind of songs, and you've got really cool remixes of them since then. So yeah, I mean, there's some good music, but most of it's like classical, the stuff that really stands out. Question number 32, have you ever wanted to live in a world from a video game? If so, which one and why? Obviously living in a Disney world would be cool, Kingdom Hearts, etc. But in terms of like open world, like imagine living in Skyrim. You know what? I feel like going up to High Hrothgar today. Gonna go jump in, have a little fight with the Greybeards. Stuff, that'd be fucking awesome. And then obviously you've got the world of Fallout, which would be terrifying, having a Deathclaw just run up and try and kill you. But I mean, that would be fun. Imagine living in Minecraft as well, like actually having to build shit all day, every day by yourself. It's almost like people do that in real life. Question number 33, which video game character do you wish you were like? I think everybody wishes to be Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, of course. Soap from Call of Duty. I mean, I've already kind of got the accent. Let me find a quote. Right, let's see if I can do an impression.
Careful. There's pockets of radiation all over this area. If you absorb too much, you're a dead man.
Careful. There's pockets of radiation all over this area. If you absorb too much, you're a dead man.
Not bad. I was close. Kind of got to get the volume and the pitch right. Not too bad though. I think it's more the accent. That's what makes him the coolest character. Question number 34, what is the most amount of money you've ever spent on a video game? I went through kind of a phase where I was spending a shit ton of money on Black Ops stuff because I wanted to get all the what were they called? Like the little gobble gums, I think they were called. That was fun. I mean, I spent probably a couple hundred on that. And then obviously GTA I was really into. I spent a bit of money on the shark cards. And microtransactions, they kind of get to me when I really get invested into a game. And I think I got a special edition of Fallout 4, which probably cost me about £100 and something, and The Last of Us, I got a special edition of that. So altogether I probably spent like literally, we're talking 5 figures on video games and consoles and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, that's really depressing when you put it like that. Question number 35. If you could have one power of any video game character, who would it be? Well, there was one game, I can't remember the name of it, but you could pause time and travel through it and stuff like that. It's not Deus Ex Machina, it's shit. I want to say Heavy Rain, but I don't feel like that's the right one. But being able to freeze time would be fucking awesome. I need a mirror. Anyway. Who do you Ooh. Question number 36. Who do you normally play as when you're playing Soul Calibur or Smash Bros? I've never played a Smash game, ever. In the history of ever. Soul Calibur, I mean, it was always like fucking Yoda or Darth Vader, because Soul Calibur 4, I think, was the last one I played. Or the guy with the giant fucking sword. I never really been into those kind of games. Never played Tekken, Street Fighter, never did any of them. Soul Calibur 4 is literally the only game of that kind of genre that I've really been into, and never really been my thing. Pretty sure I answered this one in the last episode as well, but question number 37 is Xbox or PlayStation? For this current generation, Xbox One all the way. For next generation, PS5, because there's no point in buying a Series X if you have a gaming PC, so I'm just going to get the PS5 and play Xbox games on the PC. Problem solved, right? Question number 38, what are you hoping for at the next E3? I would love some more announcements on how they're actually developing the xCloud, because I tried it. I went and bought the new Razer thing that you put your phone in, and it was alright. I mean, it was nothing special. There was loads of latency, and I just didn't enjoy it. But I really want them to push that development, because I think xCloud could be an amazing thing. They just really need to put a lot of fucking money and a lot more time into it. I would also love to see an affordable 1440p, 120 to 144 hertz OLED monitor, because I mean, I'm still working with the 1080p's old school thing, and I want to get something new, but I want to get something that's good and actually gonna last in terms of gaming stuff, you know what I mean? Question number 39, who is your favorite villain from a video game and why? I think we can all kind of agree on this one. Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII, the best video game villain ever made. Question number 40, what is your favorite video game from your childhood? Pokemon is always going to stand out to me, obviously, because it was like what started all of this. I don't know, man. Digimon World has like a special place in my heart. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, all that stuff that I've already said. I think the pinnacle of gaming for me as a child, Pokemon Ruby. Question number 41, are there any video games that you're really bad at? Absolutely, there are. I'm pretty terrible at pretty much every video game, but Call of Duty Warzone, I love, but I'm terrible at it. Multiplayer, I'll kick ass, man. 40 to 50 kills every single game, boy. But Warzone, I'm terrible. Fortnite, I can't get a hang of the building mechanic. Apex and Hyperscape is way too fast paced for me. League of Legends and World of Warcraft, like there's just too much going on and I'm way too behind and all that shit. So yeah, I'm pretty bad at most games, but I mean, there's a certain few I'm like, I am really bad at. Question number 42. Have you ever seen anybody rage quit a game?
Every time I win, baby.
Nah, for real. No, nobody I play with. I mean, I don't really play with many people, but nobody like really rages. But a couple people get pissed off when I'm like 100 times better than them. But that was when I was a kid. Nowadays, like I'm normally the one raging because I'm just kind of suck at every video game. Question number 43, what is your favorite video game series of all time? The Pokemon series is definitely a favorite in terms of nostalgia, but I mean, the games themselves aren't anything amazing. It's like, okay, new Pokemon game. Especially Sword and Shield, man. Like, it's just going fucking downhill. I don't know whether it's because we're getting older, but I still thoroughly enjoy Ruby, Omega Ruby, even like Pokemon Let's Go, I enjoyed that. But Sword and Shield was just... And of course, like the answer to every other question in this series, Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. Although saying that, I haven't really played Legend of Zelda, of course. I haven't really played many Final Fantasy games. Like I played 7 briefly, never completed it. I want to play the remake though, I want to get PS5. I played 10 and 10-2, the one with Riku, Pain, and Yuna, and they go on like this weird mission. But I never completed them. That's the weirdest thing. Like I love these games to pieces, but I don't remember the endings to any of them. I don't know whether it's just because I played them as a kid and I forgot, or whether I just never got round to actually completing the game. Possible stream coming up, guys. Question number 44. What is more important, story or action? That is, I mean, you have to have a balance of both, but here's an example. I've been playing the Marvel's Avengers beta, right? And the combat is fantastic. It's amazing. You feel the weight behind the punches. Playing as Hulk is amazing. Iron Man, Captain America, they all feel fantastic, but the game sucks. And they may change it by the full release, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's just not enough story there to really become invested in the game. If you can't become invested, it doesn't matter how good the fighting and the mechanics and everything else are, you're not going to want to play it because it's just going to be kind of dead. Question number 45. Is there a... Am I still recording? Can't see anything. I think so. Is there a game that is notoriously bad, but you thoroughly enjoy nonetheless? I mean, off the top of my head, Fallout 4 I think got some criticism, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. I don't think so. I think that every game I've enjoyed is pretty mainstream, but there's nothing that is like ridiculously bad. Some games get criticism and I disagree with them, but no, there's no notoriously bad game that I suddenly have a weird passion and love for. It's just is what it is. Question number 46. Is there a video game character you would love to have as your best friend? I mean, I'm kind of lonely, so I'll let you take anybody at this point. I can see! Holy shit, that's overexposed. Wow! Question number 47. If you could marry any video game character, who would you marry and why? Said this before, Yuna. Yuna is my baby. I will marry her in an instant and have no regrets, but I'm already engaged, so I mean, I feel like there's a little tufty bit there. Yuna's my baby. She will always be my baby and nothing will ever change that. This one's quite a good one, right? Question number 48. Would you rather have loads of time to play video games but only be able to buy 2 video games a year, or be able to buy loads of video games but never have much time to play them? I'm kind of in that last one, right? So I got the money to buy video games, but I've got kids. I've got a lot of shit that I need to do, and obviously I'm doing the YouTube channel. Ironically, now that I'm doing the YouTube channel, I actually play less games because I'm too busy editing as well as work as well as kids. But you know what? I would rather have 2 or 3 solid video games like Skyrim, Fallout, and Modern Warfare, right? Even if I can just unlock all the achievements for those 3 games and then work my way into buying some more, that'd be great. But I mean, I'm in that place now where I can literally get any game that I want. Back in the day, The Last of Us, like the first one, right? I played the whole story, same with GTA, same with Fallout, the whole story in one sitting. Now you're talking like 20 hours of content, like non-stop. The only time I would exit the room was to go for a pee or to get some food. But you know what? Having kids is a blessing and a curse, because right now at the age that they're at, you know, I don't get much time to play video games, but give it 2-3 years, I'm going to be sitting down playing The Last of Us 3 with my daughter. I'm going to be sitting down and showing Pokemon to my son, or, you know, it's going to be such a fun experience to be able to share my love and passion for video games. And if any of my kids ever get into video games, I can be like, yo, I literally have a channel dedicated to having fun, building an audience and playing games. So I'm going to be the coolest dad imaginable. I mean, I already am, but even cooler. Question number 49. In your opinion, what is the worst video game ever made? I don't know about the worst video game ever made. Obviously, I've got games that I'm not interested in or that I could never get into. But oddly enough, like Undertale, everybody raged about that, and I didn't get it. The worst video game I think I've ever played, honestly, and I mean, this is just recent memory coming to light, the Avengers beta, man. I mean, they may change it up with the actual game, but I mean, there's so much wrong with it. The graphics, the gameplay, the story, I don't know, I can't do it, man. So if anybody's thinking of buying the Avengers, my honest opinion is don't do that. And question number 50 to wrap this whole weird episode up. Would you give up video games for life and receive $500,000 in cash? Or would you refuse the money? No. You know what? Nah. First of all, 500 grand is not a lot of money. I mean, yeah, sure, you can buy a house, but I mean, is that worth... Like, some people wouldn't understand it, right? My girlfriend would be like, yeah, give me the money. But 500 grand is compared to the amount of not only entertainment, the general experience you're going to have throughout your life because of video games, because of movies, because of whatever, 500 grand ain't enough though. No way. Video games are an art form, and it's understandable that people don't really get it. Video games are esports, they're tournaments, they're whatever, they're these competitive industries, but for those few games that really stand out to people, for those few games that really mean something to them, video games can be a very life-changing experience. They can help depression, they can help anxiety, they can change mindsets, they can develop attitudes and educate people on things, and I think that's why video games are becoming more mainstream, because they're being recognized as, you know, there are developers getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds to create games. These games are selling more than movies. GTA 5 sold more than, I think, any media related item in history. I think that people should definitely recognize it as a big thing. And I feel like I'm going off on a tangent. I feel like this is kind of like, this isn't quite what the question was. But yeah, no, I wouldn't change it up for 500 grand. No way. No way, Jose. Video games mean way too much to me as a person, and I don't think I can just give that up for a bit of money that I could make in, you know, a couple of years. But a lot of people would say yeah, but I think those people have not experienced video games in their I don't say their true form, but they haven't experienced the love for video games that a lot of us have. So that's pretty much it for today's episode. I just want to say thank you guys for sticking along, and of course you're wondering why this happened. My hairline's receding, obviously, and I felt like, not that it was making me insecure, well, partially, but like my hair doesn't grow nicely anymore. I used to have a big fluffy head of hair, and now it's just kind of falling out. I figured I'm gonna do it. I didn't want to make a vlog being like, hey guys, I'm chopping my hair. If you want to do something in life, just go ahead and do it. Don't worry about what other people think. Just have fun, man. Life is about experiencing things and making the most of it, and I've never actually cut my hair before, but I feel like I did a pretty good job. I hope that you have enjoyed these 25 questions. I would love to have some feedback as to what I should post in the next video. Leave a comment down below. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be about me, my interest, it could be about video games, it could be about music, whatever. Leave a comment down below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.